So, Joel, Corry, first of all, welcome to Heart FM. Love Lonely, but Head and Heart. I mean, I was hoping Lonely would get to number one. I really was. Head and Heart, 6 weeks at number one. You are holding off that song WAP, which is number one everywhere else. And it's a phenomenal achievement. 6 weeks at number one.
Yeah, honestly, man, I still pinching myself. It hasn't quite sunk in yet. I knew this was a special record, and I was working on it for quite a while. But I would never have predicted the success it was going to have. But yeah, like the most important thing for me, man, is just that people are connecting with the record and enjoying it. And it has been a rough year for everybody with everything that's happened. It's maybe not quite the summer people expected. So if this record is brightening up people's days and bringing them some positive vibes, then this is the most rewarding thing to me. And everything else is just a bonus.
What was it like working with MNEK?
Yeah, I mean, I've followed MNEK's career for years. I've been a big fan of his, and I'm so grateful to work with such an amazing talent. And also, such a lovely person as well. He's become a real friend of mine. And, I was working on this record for a while. I started working on Head and Heart back in November 2019. And it was not until actually March, the start of lockdown this year, when MNEK came on board on the project. And obviously he laid his vocals down and he wrote some new sections to the record. And yeah, he kind of came along and put all the missing pieces of the puzzle of Head and Heart together for me. And, we finished the record in lockdown, and it's been an absolute pleasure working with him. And yeah, we both knew it was a special record, but wow, what an amazing summer this has been.
I can imagine. I mean, if you compare it to where you were last summer to where you are now, I mean, it must be absolutely mind-blowing. And of course, that comes with all the interviews, all the gigs, all that kind of stuff as well. But just let's backtrack a bit. You're big on fitness. Crazy. I didn't realize how big on fitness until I went to actually go and check out your YouTube channel and saw the day in the life and all of that. Yeah. I've got a thing at the moment about watching YouTube fitness channels, loving it.
Cool.
But you obviously spent a lot of time in the gym before everything blew up musically. Do you still get time to do your gym? I know you were a personal trainer. Are you still doing that?
Yeah, well, thing with me, right, is my two passions in life was always fitness and DJing. Since I was a boy, a teenager, I'd either be in my bedroom on my decks or I'd be down the gym. They were my two hobbies, man, and I pursued both of them. And there was parts of my life where I took my fitness very seriously. When I was doing competitions, that's like the videos on YouTube that you're referring to,
yes.
and I felt like I achieved everything I wanted to in the fitness industry. I got the front cover of Muscle Fitness UK, which was always the dream for me, to land a front cover on one of those fitness magazines, and I did it. I won the competitions that I entered. I got my fitness app out, like you mentioned. So I felt like I had the end game with the fitness thing. I took it as far as I felt like I could take it, and then DJing and music was always my number one. And it was time to really knuckle down on that side of things if I wanted to go to the places I wanted to in the music industry. So I kind of really homed in on the music and DJing and the studio. And that's really got 100% of my attention. But I still like to go to the gym every day. I like to get my workout in even before I get to the studio, because it's not just a physical benefit for me. It's more of a mental benefit now.
Absolutely.
I feel like I can find real clarity when I'm working out, and I just get a bit of a spring in my step if I feel like I'm training well and then eating well, and it just keeps me ticking over, really, man.
And you talk about it with such passion as well. You can see this is something that is part of you.
It's definitely part of me, man. It's a lifelong commitment. Like I said, I've been training like that since I was a teenager. I'm 31 now. So, and there's been parts of my life, like I said, where I took it very seriously, when I was doing those competitions where I would train and diet for those competitions for up to 4 months at a time. But I'm looking back at those times and preparing for those competitions. I think it really gave me good mental strength, and it applies to like last year when I was touring during the summer. I think I did 102 flights in the space of 4 months. I think it was 86 gigs. It was almost 7 nights a week in a different country
Wow.
every night. And, literally like getting through on no sleep and just powering through. And I think I'm able to do that because of the years of preparing for those fitness
Mm.
competitions. Because nothing would be harder than that. It was basically going through like, starving and training every day. It was difficult to train for those competitions, but going through that process definitely gave me that kind of drive and mental strength to be able to kind of feel like I can do anything.
Okay. And do you follow any sports? Do you watch any sports?
Yeah, I'm big on sports. I'm a big football fan.
Okay. Who you
One night
support?
at Arsenal.
Oh,
I'm
ouch.
a North London boy.
Oh man, United fan right here.
United fan.
Hey, so listen, congratulations on the last month, by the way. 2 trophies,
Hey,
top of the
well,
table on alphabetical order. Not too bad.
well, but you know what, man? It's actually been nice during lockdown because they restarted the season in England.
Yes.
So one, like, sort of watching the matches on TV was a
Mm-hmm.
nice little way to have a little break from the studio, because it got pretty intense at points, because obviously
I
I've not
imagine.
been touring, so spent a lot more time on the music in the studio. So watching the football on TV during lockdown kind of helped me have a little break now and again.
I was going to ask you, were you quite productive during the lockdown period?
Oh yeah, I mean, I finished Head and Heart during lockdown, so looking back on it, it was probably
Yeah,
a blessing.
that was pretty productive, I must admit.
You know,
Yeah, come out of lockdown, 6 weeks at number one. Why not? Love the music video, by the way.
oh man, thank you for saying that, because the music video is really special to me. Like the director Elliot Simpson, I actually worked with him on the Lonely music video. He directed that as well. And yeah, it's just such a wonderful video. I'm so proud that it's my music video, and I feel like it really gets across a strong message in the video as well. And when I'm
Mm,
when I'm reading the comments on YouTube under the video, I can see that people are taking away this message and
yeah,
thinking to themselves, maybe if they approached their day with a bit of more of a positive mindset,
absolutely.
that can really manifest in their day. And
And you're so right. I mean, if you look at the music video, for anybody who hasn't seen it, go and see it. You'll see exactly what we're talking about. But it's pretty much the choices you make and the attitude you have towards life on one side of the screen, and the complete opposite on the other side. The positivity and it's the same guy going through the same day, and eventually sort of meeting up with himself. I just the whole thing is brilliant.
yeah, that's it. You nailed it, man. And I just think that it's such a wonderful video, and that bit at the end, it gives me goosebumps.
Mm,
When the reveal happens, and as you said, the head meets the heart,
yes.
and can kind of see that if you lived life, what life could be if you
Mm,
were to have a different mindset about things and think about things in a different way. Your life could be like this maybe, and
yes.
it's
Nah.
special, man. It's
I
special.
absolutely. And your sister is in every music video. Is this correct?
Oh yeah, bless her. My sister Amy, like she's, even before the hits, even before Sorry, I released many songs, and I used to do the music videos myself. I have a videographer, and I used to just organize the whole thing myself. And she'd always be in the early music videos as well, because, you know, she's, she's great, and she's gone to drama school, and she's, got ambitions to go into acting. So any way I can help her, I want to help her, and my one condition is, with the music video, I was like, okay, I'm fine with everything, just as long as my sister can be in it.
No, brilliant. And and from what I've picked up, she's probably going to be in every music video from here onwards as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's become a bit of a tradition now. So, so
Okay, awesome.
she'll be there in some sense.
Absolutely. So, you haven't released an album yet. Is that in the you probably getting this question all the time, but is that in the
No,
pipeline?
great question. It's definitely something that I'm aiming towards. To have a body of work in the future is something that I definitely is on the agenda for sure. I think right here and now, going to keep dropping these bangers for you guys,
Mm,
and then but definitely working towards that moment where we could do an album project. And yeah, I'm very excited by the whole idea of it. And yeah, I just think that, you know, any sort of artist or DJ is always going to be aiming towards that moment where they can bring an album out.
Absolutely. Then we can see you number one on the album charts for 6 weeks or longer. I'm loving the UK music scene at the moment, especially the sort of commercial dance type of stuff that's out at the moment. Who would you like to work with going forward?
So who would I like to collab with? Well, it's you know, it's like in England, the lockdown restrictions have been lifted a little bit now, so you know, we can go back into the studio, which has been really nice, because before, you know, in lockdown, a lot of sessions were just by Zoom. It wasn't really the same vibe, but now it's really nice to be back in the studio with people. I had an amazing session with Ray. You know, Ray.
Yes.
We had a great day in the studio together. Also, been in the studio with Jess Glynn, and you know, she's another person.
I was just gonna say, the blend between you and Jess Glynn would be absolutely amazing.
Oh, listen, man, like, she's a legend, you know, and I'm such a big fan. I'm in awe of her, you know, and to have the opportunity to be in the studio with her and get to know her is just brilliant. And we had some really good days, so you never know, mate.
Are we going to hear any of that material? Is it coming?
Well, at the moment, obviously, you know, like, we're very like in the middle of the Head and Heart campaign, and I feel like in England, it's obviously, you know, it was number one for 6 weeks, which is unbelievable. But I feel like its journey globally is kind of just beginning.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be really exciting to sit back and sort of see what happens with Head and Heart. But of course, man, I'm going to be working on new music for the future, and just going to have to see what happens. But yeah, I'm enjoying every moment. And as I said, being able to be in the studio with people like Jess is just a dream come true for me.
Absolutely. Okay, so just back to Head and Heart for a second. We spoke about the music video. The song itself, was there a specific story behind that, or was it just more of a generalization?
That's a good question. I think, right, that this whole concept of like your head and your heart, and in life, you know, there's times where you have to make a decision and your heart is telling you something, but your head is telling you something else. I think that everybody can relate that situation, whether it be in love or just a decision they've had to make in life. And I was very drawn to this concept. I think it's such, you know, a very relatable situation. And I just think that it's not like related to a specific moment. I just think people can relate it to many different situations they've had in life. And I'm always a big believer in you should follow your heart, because in my life, like, especially with my music, there's been times definitely over the last 10 years where I've been trying to do this, and maybe my head was telling me, maybe try something else because it's not going to happen. You know, other people telling me, you know, is there a plan B? But I kind of just kept believing in myself, and, if you like, followed my heart. And, you know, eventually it has paid off. So I can relate to it in that sense, man.
But it definitely seems like it, because I'm not just your music, but also the fact that you throw yourself all in everything that you do by the looks of things. I mean, your fitness, your music and all of that, and you're getting to sort of the top tier of each of those sort of different aspects of your life as well. I mean, it's not just a little interest and, you know, a jack of all trades and a master of none. You know, you really are trying to master what you do. It's really cool.
I appreciate it, man. I actually do appreciate it a lot. And, you know, I work extremely hard, and I do commit myself to, when I've got a goal, I will almost become quite obsessed until it happens. And I think that there's no secret, bro. It's just working hard. That's all it is. It's knuckling down, working hard, believing in yourself. And there's no time frame for how long these things will take to accomplish. But if you enjoy the journey and you're willing to commit and work as hard as possible, I'm a big believer in whatever you want to happen can happen.
Fantastic. Okay. So the next sort of year, 6 months to a year, what's on the radar?
So I've obviously I've just started doing a few more gigs. Have started up a little bit again. They're
Mm,
social distanced at the moment. I did one last weekend, but it was actually the first time I played Head and Heart to a crowd, so that was a very special moment to me.
very cool.
Um, it was kind of cool how the event was. It was, different areas, and everyone's area was social distance from each other. So, but you know what, the vibe was still brilliant, and I've got some more of these gigs booked in over the next few months. So excited to be kind of back on the road again, gigging, which is obviously my number one thing in life is performing. So I'm glad just to be back on them decks again. And yeah, I've been working hard on some big remixes. I've just done a remix for Katy Perry that came out last week, and I've got a remix for Clean Bandit that's coming out very soon for their new single.
Yes.
So I'm very excited with those remixes.
Is that
I've got a few
TikTok?
more TikTok, yeah.
Yeah.
So listen out for the remix that's coming. And I've got a few more remixes in the pipeline for some really big artists. So I'm super excited about that. And yeah, mate, I've not been touring, so I've been in the studio working every day on new music. So I've got plenty more bangers coming for you guys. So yeah, just watch the space.
Fantastic. Listen, Joel, Corry, thank you so much for chatting to us. It's really been a great pleasure. And both of your songs, Lonely and Head and Heart, still on the CTM Heart Top 40 here at Heart FM. And no doubt, Head and Heart's got to get to number one. It just has to. So congratulations on all the success that you've had so far, and may it continue.
Oh, mate, thank you so much for your time. I love the interview, and hopefully, I'll be able to visit South Africa next year, and I'll be able to come and meet you guys.
You
And
must.
yeah,
Absolutely.
so let's fingers crossed for that next year. That'd be a big dream of mine. But yeah, thank you for all your support and love, and I'm glad you guys are loving the music.